learn a virus in our genomes. So how did they get there, and what are they doing there? Well, joining me now to
being able to put their DNA into genomes. But that such a search would be possible.
Wow. So I'm just thinking that's a retrovirus and an RNA virus that's not a retrovirus.
Yeah, it's complicated.
It's a little complicated, but the point is that RNA virus just
over long enough periods of time, and we could see them. The other things about these viruses is that they generally, at least it could be that other viruses, other RNA viruses, have also integrated their sequences into the genome by the same mechanism we think these occur. But we can't see them anymore because the currently circulating viruses have evolved so rapidly.
Yeah, it's just such an interesting idea that the viruses that integrated millions and millions of years ago became stable because the DNA that's copied in our cells is pretty reliably copied over generations, whereas RNA viruses tend to change a lot over the years. And it's funny that it's like you took a photocopy of them 40 million years ago and they kept changing the edition and you didn't.
That's correct.
It's such a funny idea. Well, let's see if our listeners are as amused as I am. Sorry. Maybe they find a different part of this interesting, but let's go and ask Troy in Iowa City, Iowa. Welcome to Science Friday. You're on the air.
In that case, you can think of lots of ways in which a similar but not quite the same protein of an infecting virus might kind of gum up its works when that virus tried to get into the cell and make some more progeny.
Wow, that's really interesting. But then the other thing that I was surprised by when I read this research is that let's take another call now and go to Philip in Birmingham, Alabama. Philip, you're on the air with Science Friday.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing, man? How y'all doing?
We're great. How about you?
I'm fine. I'm real intrigued about the subject that you guys are talking about. And I was just curious. I wonder about these sequences. I'm a layman, so I really don't, have any, scientific background or anything like that. Or, I was wondering if these sequences have like a psychological effect on the vertebrates that they, I don't know. I really don't know how to phrase what I'm trying to say, but that's pretty much it. Like,
yeah, no, that sounds like. Sorry, Philip. I was going to say I think that's a really interesting question because these are sequences that we don't really know what they're doing. But would you say psychological is a possible explanation or a likely explanation? In Denver, Carl, welcome to Science Friday. You're on the air.
Great, thank you, Dr. Salka. I heard some years ago some crazy, I guess, speculation that viruses, retroviruses, could be an avenue through which evolution is occurring, and it might help explain this punctuated equilibrium mechanism that people are talking about. I know it's off the topic, but is that a crazy idea? I've been thinking about that for years.
Okay.
Well, I don't know about punctuated equilibrium, but certainly retroviruses are viewed as a kind of pathway between the earliest living things, which are now thought to be have their genes made.
Leave it at that. But how is it that these sequences that get back into the genome become protective somehow? How would that work?
Well, there are lots of scenarios you can think.